Shalom. This week's program is being recorded a few days after 11 soldiers were killed in 2 incidents in Gaza. This is not the first time that we're recording Israeli Salad on a day when Israel is mourning the death of Israeli citizens at the hand of terrorists. This time as well, we've decided to continue with this week's program because life in Israel must go on, and it absolutely will go on. On this week's program, we'll see how in Israel we express gratitude to our reservists and how Chabad unites children. Let's get started. The festival of Lag BaOmer was celebrated after Shabbat on the 8th and 9th of May. Children enjoy Lag BaOmer especially because of the bonfires that are held throughout the night. Another one of the attractions of Lag BaOmer is the Lubavitch Chabad children parades that are held throughout the world. We joined one of these parades which took place in the city of Petach Tikva.
20 years ago, the Lubavitcher Rebbe told us that on this date we should emphasize the love for our fellow Jew. That's why we hold these parades, to unite all children.
Yachad Kol Yaldei Yisrael, together all children of Israel. That's the slogan of this year's Lag BaOmer parades which took place around the globe.
Every year, thousands of children in all of Israel and around the world, over 1 million kids in the whole world, participate in these parades.
Children are pure, with no sins. When they unite, they'll make the grown-ups unite as well.
In these parades, stand and talk and sing all about the coming of Mashiach and about how much we love our fellow Jews and how much we want that the end of the Golus will come, that there won't be any more misery for any Jews.
The Chabad movement tries as it knows best to reach all sectors of the public by creating an entertaining, interactive experience.
Every single kind of background, including non-religious kids, are here, and they're all here together participating.
Chabad emphasizes the idea of the belief in the future coming of the Mashiach, the Messiah. The children absorb this idea, and dressed in colorful plastic vests, they gather to start the parade, which is led by drummers.
It's not just any drumming. For Lag BaOmer, we prepared the Lag BaOmer beat.
The parade is lovely, very happy. It's really fun.
There's a great happiness and spiritual elevation. All this through a feeling of unity.
You can see that all the kids are very happy. They're here. They're enjoying themselves.
It was really fun. We're bringing people closer to redemption.
It's fun and enjoyable to participate in this parade.
And now for another event that took place on Lag BaOmer. Reserve duty is a major issue in Israel. It's an essential part of the army's struggle for a secure state. There are people in Israel who, in different ways, evade this obligation, and so the IDF decided that it's important to nationally appreciate the reservists and their contribution to Israel's security.
Miluim is the term in Hebrew for reserve duty. This year, Israel's Defense Force decided to honor Israel's reservists by designating the festival of Lag BaOmer as a day of saluting Israel's reservists.
On this day, we want to emphasize that we don't take the reservists for granted. Rather, we look at them as a special group of people who we must treat in a way that will assure their remaining as reservists for many more years. Honor and appreciation.
On Miluim Day, ceremonies took place in honor of the reservists throughout the country. Many sites and companies provided discounts and special deals for the Miluimnikim. Throughout the past 3.5 years of the current conflict with the Arabs, the Miluim service has been a consistent and concrete contribution to Israel's security. The reservists take part in many complex security operations and risk their lives doing so. In the Glilot Army Base north of Tel Aviv, reservists from different units were given commendations for their service.
My father is a commended reservist, and he deserves it. I think it is a great idea to have this ceremony, because they all really deserve it.
I came here to receive a reward. I was recommended for this award. I'm very happy. It's a great honor. I received an award from my unit. I represent not only myself, but my unit, my crew, my brigade, whoever sent me.
Despite their obvious contribution to Israel's security, the reservists do not always receive the appreciation and respect they deserve. They do not receive the necessary accommodations in work, education, and in other areas of civilian life. The Miluim Appreciation Day, which is planned to become an annual event, is aimed at improving the attitude towards these civilians who once a year halt their regular life in order to fulfill their military service.
What's important is what we feel, not what other people feel about us. We feel that thanks to us, we can live here safely. That's why we're here. We're very proud to play before the reservists. After all, we'll all be reservists.
When talking about the total amount of IDF reservists that must be thanked, you must multiply the official number by the amount of family members of each reservist.
I think that this Day of Appreciation is at least 50% in honor of our families and not only for us. It's hard for the family, the children, our place of work, but it's something that I feel that I must do. I have no choice.
In the army, there's a phrase, difficult but worth it. It's difficult, especially now with the new addition to our family. Many hours are invested in Miluim. I think that we contribute to the country by helping Mom when he's not home. The time when he was in Jenin was very hard, but he has great satisfaction. That's how it is here. This is our part. This is where we live.
You are watching Israel National News TV.
On our programs, we've spoken to Rabbi Samson about the many ceremonies and traditions surrounding the Jewish life cycle. Jewish precepts and traditions also help us in even the most difficult events in a person's life, including the passing of a loved one. We are now joined by Rabbi David Samson from Jerusalem. Shalom, Rabbi Samson.
Shalom, Yoni. Shalom to all of our viewers.
How does Judaism relate to death? What's the meaning of the different stages of mourning?
Well, first of all, it's a very difficult subject to address, and it's something that naturally the rabbis are sought after because it's something that rationality kind of ends, and once the person is dead, there's no more medicine or something that scientists in this world can still do. And that's when people usually approach the rabbis. Here we're talking about two parts of a human being, the body and the soul. And when they're rent asunder at death, the body is put to rest in the ground. However, the soul remains. Now, the soul leaves the body in different stages. There's first a 7-day leaving of the body, and the soul is still somewhat connected to the body. And this is the first mourning period, which are the first 7 days of mourning. Afterwards, there's a 30-day period where the soul leaves even more. And then a 12-month period. After 12 months, there is a certain resolve within a person, and that he's able to cope in a different fashion with the loss of his close one, and after 12 months, the mourning period ends.
You spoke about the spiritual meaning. How about the psychological aspect?
I know of one child who was so troubled in school, and it came out that the reason why he was troubled is because they never allowed him to go to the graveyard when his sister passed away. And that's what he was so upset about, until it came out through therapy, and they took the child to the graveyard, and he wept at the grave of his sister, and his entire personality changed as a result of that. He was a completely different person, and that mourning is a natural way of responding towards death, and that if a person does not mourn, then it'll affect him adversely somewhere down the line. Also, if he mourns too much, it's also not something healthy. And someone who is missing in action is the most difficult, because the mourning continues forever until a resolve is found to what happened. Condolences to everyone who suffers loss.
Thank you very much, Rabbi Sampson. I hope to address more cheerful topics next time.
The Weekly Insight is brought to you in cooperation with Machon Meir, the largest Zionist institute in Israel, bringing people closer to Judaism.
That's all for this week. Any ideas, comments, or questions can be sent to the Israeli Salad email. That's yoni@israelnn.com. We'll end with pictures from Miluim, Reserve IDF Army Service, with Naftali Abramson's song, Shomer Yisrael, the Guardian of Israel. Naftali sings, "Behold, he neither slumbers nor sleeps, the Guardian of Israel." May all our soldiers, whether in reserve duty or regular service, stay safe and healthy. May they be successful in all their missions and return safely home to their families. Join us again next week. Until then, Shalom.
על יד ימינך, יומם השמש לא יקקה, לירח בלילה. השם ישמורך מכל רע, ישמור את נפשך, השם ישמור צאתך ובואך, מעתה ועד עולם.